But just before the door is shut, an economist and professor of finance at the University of Ghana, Gov't Bokpin, is calling on government to extend a deadline and review the terms and conditions. According to him, efforts by the state to lessen the economic crisis must not affect individuals and the private sector.
In the interest of nation building, that we are able to carry everybody along, in as much as we agree, and I've said before that where we find ourselves, there is no way government can meet its future financial obligations as and when they fall due without sharp adjustment to its fiscal in terms of expenditure and revenue, and then the financing mix. Right. And therefore, a certain level of debt restructuring we should be able to accept as Ghanaians, right? So that we can come out of this together, because the impact of macroeconomic instability would again erode the value of those existing bonds. So if we are able to restructure and restore macroeconomic stability, it preserves the value for everyone, whether we like it or not. Without even government applying the debt exchange, we have already suffered some haircuts because of high inflation that has practically rendered the real return on all instruments across all government securities to be negative. We ended 2022 with inflation of 54.1%, right? So there's conventional wisdom in restoring macroeconomic stability and bring so that we're able to also enter a process of disinflation, because low inflation in itself is desirable. That said, we are a bit surprised the scope and the approach that government has adopted. And I think that the approach itself makes it a bit more painful, much more than how much people are going to lose, right? And the reason I'm saying that the approach makes it much more painful is that we are doing something that looks as though we are under a military rule, but we are under democracy. Under property-owning democracy, you could not tear through people's property and investment the way we are doing, right? So to that extent, what then is important is a certain level of consensus building. Now, the reason the consensus building is fundamental is that if you look at the time period the government has proposed, that some people will get their last installment in 2038. Wow, that's just too long, right?